Bill McRae back at you again today. I want to talk to you more about email list building. Now, as a marketer, I'm supposed to sit here and tell you that you could just click one button and everything will happen for you and you're going to be $100 million richer. I'm not going to fool you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to whitewash this. What I want to do is talk about the reality of list building because you can very, very, very easily make just more money than you can possibly imagine if you become a good list builder. So it is probably the only technique you really should spend your time learning. And there's the problem is there's a lot of different ways, and a lot of different people will give you a bunch of ideas, both good and bad. The system I use is more of a it's more of a finding engaged users and keeping those engaged users focused on what they are interested in, and we're going to go through that as part of the training that we're going to offer in our course. But what I want to do to give you right now is just an idea of how challenging list building can really be. Not to scare you, but to get your eyes kind of like wide open. Now, let's start off with what I did, how I started. I had a website. On that website, I sold guitars. I could spell other things. I'm using my whiteboard on my iPad, so you get to see my handwriting in all of its glory. And on that thing, I had a email sign-up form. This was in 2002. I connected this to a new service called Aweber. And once a week, I did a weekly newsletter. Every time I sent out an email, it was featured a product, a price, and an availability. So I said, we have Fender guitars, made in Mexico. Never sold the American ones cheap. They're $129. I got 49 in stock. You have to buy by Friday. Free freight, free pick, and free guitar straps. Something like that. And I would sell out like within 2 hours. So using this website, I had been spending money with SEO, which was brand new back in those days. A service called Overture, which is now called AdWords pay-per-click services. I did all sorts of forum marketing. I did everything I could to drive. I ran ads in Guitar Magazine. I spent a ton of money to drive traffic to this website. So once I got them there, I realized, hey, you know what? 99.9% of them don't buy a bloody thing. They come, they look at it, and then they go buy it elsewhere. So what I did is say, hey, I'm going to give you 10 free guitar lessons, which I had created free guitar lessons for people if you sign up on my email list. So I started getting signups. But I had traffic coming to this website because the number one thing you need to get that email list is an offer, in this case my lessons, and traffic. I focused on learning how to do SEO, how to drive traffic, and I built up a $2.5 million business selling musical instruments online. Didn't make much money though. I spent so much money in advertising, SEO, and stuff like that. I found out that the best thing for me to do was get people into to buy a guitar. So they'd come along, they'd buy that. It's a $79 Squire guitar. Get them to buy that. Take them into the shopping cart. And offer additional products, and this is where I made my money. But what I did is I got their email list when they went into the shopping cart, or they ended up signing up for the free lessons. Now I'm going to clear the board real quick. So that's how I grew that list. I sold the business because I had an opportunity to move to San Diego and become a chief financial officer for a major pump manufacturer based out of Stuttgart, Germany. You know, a killer job, just literally a killer job. So I thought, well, you know, I want that challenge. It's something I haven't done before, and I'm good at it. So let's go do it. But I continued to play with websites and build blogs and I discovered blogs generated traffic. I became an affiliate for a guitar company. So as an affiliate, those blogs drove traffic. I made money. I made a lot of money doing that. Then I remembered the list building. And I made 4 times the amount of money from the list than I ever did right off my blog. So again, this is back in like 2005. Blogs were great at generating traffic. I posted products with long-tailed key names. They were the name of the products that I was selling. I had free, basically everything I'd done in my normal guitar business, but I had a way to get traffic. And by getting that traffic, I was able to make a little money, but by capturing lists, I was able to make a lot of money. So here I had a $20,000 a month affiliate business while I was making $40,000 a month as a chief financial officer for a large company. So I was really kind of, I was fat and happy at the time. I was really excited about this. But then these blogs started to get a little worse, and I started figuring out how to drive more traffic to blogs. And I developed a piece of software we called the MPP. In the market, we sold it as massive passive profits. Now, the reason why we sold it as massive passive profits is because basically what it did is it set up subdomains on websites, and it automatically posted content, and you can make money using AdSense, and I was killing it like $30,000 a month on AdSense just by setting up these little websites. But I also discovered you could build a list. So here we are. We went from me buying traffic and doing overture and pay-per-click, blogs to sell guitars, building a list, MPP, AdSense money, but then also a list. And the list ended up making 4 times the amount of money. So here I am. Again, I have traffic, and I had something to offer them. Now, this list I made with MPP consisted of 2 components. So I'm going to go back to the Massive Passive Profits product launch. This was done on ClickBank in 2010. I got 100,000 list members very quickly. 40,000 buyers, 60,000 subs, just regular subscribers. Okay, these buyers I was able to turn into about $1.50 to $3 per click. I'm going to be really blunt and honest with you. When you go to Udemy and somebody says, I include buyers, bullshit. If I can make $1.50 to $3 or higher, I've made up to $10 a click on my buyers list. Why would I sell a click for 50 or 60 cents to you? That is bull. So the people that do product launches and then sell solos are using their subs. Now, there's nothing wrong with a sub. They're just the guys that didn't buy. Now, most of them end up buying if they stay interested, but you got to figure out what they're interested in. And once you figure out what they're interested in, you can do real well. So we did this product launch, but what I discovered is this 40,000 buyers I made a lot of money on, but then very slowly they became worth 0. Because I was hitting them up with an offer every day. I was making thousands and thousands. There were days I can show you I was making $13,000, $14,000 a day off my buyers list. That dries up quickly because these people get tired of buying because they're buying a lot of junk. And 99.9% of the stuff out there was junk. My MPP product actually did good. I did some public speaking in Atlanta and around the country, and there are people who walk up to me and they say, hey, I bought MPP, and you know what, you saved my house. And it was always good to hear that. But my point here is most of the stuff I promoted of that 40,000 buyers was stuff. I don't know what it was. People were just saying, hey, you make money. And I was making a couple bucks a click. So if I'd send out and get 10,000 clicks, then you get the idea. Why would I want to sell 10,000 clicks at 50 cents a click when I can sell it at $1 or $2 a click? So let me clear the screen again. So doing product launches is harder and harder to do. It used to be you would go to ClickBank, they would approve your offer, you'd go out and do this launch. We had a group of affiliates that all supported each other. And those were the days when we were literally making $1 million to $2 million every 6 months. Sounds great, huh? Some of us actually sold real products. I had 3 very, very good product launches. And I moved on to the CPA market because ClickBank finally wised up and said, I don't want to do this anymore. So in the CPA product market, I launched a product called MMA. And basically, it was a massive money machine. This is the same thing as MPP, same software, just I repurposed it. So it was a good product. People liked it. They used it. They actually made money with it. Blogging was still effective. This is in 2013. And then I launched a product called ASP in 2013 as well. Both these products were designed for 2 things. So they were CPA, which means my affiliates were making a killing. I was making nothing. But I was getting like 1,000 to 3,000 leads per day. We designed it to where they had to complete a form in order to get into the buying process. So the front end was, are you even qualified to make $3,000 a day or something like that? And if they filled it out, I had a list member. This is where I started doing more solo ad sales because I would take these leads and I would segment them. So I would go, they'll buy CPA offers for $100 plus. They'll buy JV Zoo offers for $50. Or they'll buy coaching at $9.97. So this is when I started learning about segmentation. Okay. So this was a great situation because I didn't have a whole lot of personnel. I didn't have this product was fleshed out. There was absolutely nothing I needed to do support-wise because it worked and we had good training on it. So I just continued to sell it. We made more money on this part right here than we ever did on the CPA side. Not even close. Matter of fact, we lost money here. Because we'd pay somebody $50 to get an order that we'd make $47 on, but we had to absorb the refunds. This worked well because we made so much money down here until some scam artists started stepping into the CPA business. They were affiliates that were selling products, and they were using stolen credit cards out of Indonesia, and so they were getting the money from the CPA network way before we got hit with the chargebacks, and we went literally bust. So I had all these leads coming in. At one point, I was also selling solo ads. This is what got me into the solo ad business, okay? So I had a constant source of leads that didn't fall into these 3 buckets, but they clicked. And they were fresh leads. So let's continue on the next screen. And now I've decided, okay, I lost money in the CPA business. I can't do ClickBank product launches anymore. I do some JV Zoo product launches. There's some risk involved because they only use PayPal. But I really like selling solo ads because I can help people and I can teach people how to do this. Now, how do you keep filling your lead base? So here you have to have autoresponder, and you got to keep feeding leads into that so you keep making money. Well, next thing I know, I get the email from AWeber. Sorry. All my leads are gone. I can't make a penny. One day I'm out on my boat, fishing, relaxing, having a glass of champagne, laughing at how smart I am, and the next day I'm completely out of business. Okay, I have some reserves, so let's go ahead and rebuild. Get response. Sorry, letter. Now, with Get Response, I rebuilt my solo ad business, but here I was in a position where I was sending out daily emails saying, click on this link so I can make some money. That's essentially what they did. They were designed to get clicks. They were very, I don't want to say deceptive, but they were aggressive emails. So the spam complaints were high. And what GetResponse did is they simply downgraded you to bad IPs. And you couldn't get any clicks. So I didn't get the sorry letter. I just got, put in the dumpster. So then I started working with this company called Udemy. Udemy is a really fine company. They care about their customers. They make a lot of money doing what they do. I don't regret that. I think they deserve what they make. I think they're tough but fair. And I have nothing but respect for the guy who owns it, the people that work there. Udemy is a very fine company. The problem I have is, how do I build a list now that I've lost all my lists? So I got into what's called media buys. Now, in media buys, they're basically pay-per-click ads. And you need to buy not 10, 20 clicks, but you're buying usually 1 million per month per vector. So that's a lot of clicks. So you're talking about $1 million to $1.5 million to do media buys every month. Just to turn around and sell that click for 50 cents on Udemy, not going to work too well, is it? So I grouped up with some people who are already doing media buys, and we created this traffic source that is amazing. It is cheap price-wise. The cost is way less. Okay, let's do some simple math. Say you buy 100 clicks from Udemy and you pay $50. Let's say you get 30 leads. Now you can sit there and tell me, oh, I always get 50%. You know what? At the end of the day, all those big claims of high conversion rates and stuff are primarily bullshit. You're going to get 30 to 40%. So if you get 30 clicks for $50, what's that work out? I got to get my calculator because I'm too dumb. 30 divided 50. Or I'm sorry, 50 divided 30. It's $1.66 per lead. If you get 40 leads out of that $150 investment, it's a little better. So let's say you get 40. $1.25 a lead. We call this cost per lead. Now those leads are from Udemy. If you're buying traffic from Udemy or any source, okay, this is what you're really going to pay for a lead. You're not going to pay, below $1 for a lead. If you do, you might once or twice, but you're going to run into a point where it's going to end up costing you this for a lead. So you're spending money here, right? Now, if I run ads on Facebook, I can get my Facebook cost per leads down to about $3. So Udemy is still a better way to go. But the problem is, all these leads, are they really, really interested in what you want? So what I look at is the cost per engaged lead. That's the number that matters. So how you measure that is you got to look at, if you buy 100 leads or 100 clicks, you get 40 that opt in, and out of that 40 you get 20 that open an email. If you're probably going to get 10. What that means is, let's say you're talking about actually paying more like $2.50 per engaged lead. That's what this is costing you right here. Now I've done some real math with Udemy, and the cost per engaged lead is always over $2.5 to $3.50. That's the shocking thing. So you're spending $3 to get somebody to click a link and open your email, or open your email, click a link, and then hopefully they click a link. It's usually going to end up costing you about $10 per order. And that all depends on your price per order and everything else. So if you're making $100, you're fine. Just keep tossing money out. You'll find out that the cost per engaged lead is the only thing you ought to be concerned about. But that is totally your responsibility. That's not the responsibility of your solo ad provider. That is your responsibility. Let me explain. When you get a lead in your funnel, you need to test it. Okay, 1, open. Okay, what does it open? Okay, those are the two things you need to know. Is it going to open an email? And what does it open? So let's say it opens an email about blogging. Do you think you want to send that person a bunch of other emails about blogging? Or do you want to send them a bunch of other emails about, let's say, Bitcoin? You want to segment this guy and put him into a separate sequence about blogs. Okay? So what I do is I test my new leads. They come into my automation sequence, and then we test them to see, do they open? Because if they open, they become a solo ad lead. Now, I do not promote solo ads with GetResponse. I use my own email service provider, and we'll supply you with training on how to have your own very inexpensive solo ad, your own very inexpensive email platform that works. And that person opens, they're going to be in my solo ad list, but that's going to be a completely different process than the blogs they're getting, the email sequence you're going to get blogs on. So I'm going to make money here and money here. So if you know a guy's interested in blogging, you're going to sell him something about blogging. If he's interested in Bitcoin, you're going to sell him about Bitcoin. What most people do is they get their list and they just blast it. And then they lose their list. The list dies quickly because of frustration. And finally, they lose their autoresponder. And so you get frustrated and you quit and you just wasted thousands of dollars. I really don't want to see that happen to anybody at all. So in order to help you out, we have the traffic source to get the lowest cost per lead, not per lead, cost per lead. The training on how to get the lowest cost per engaged lead, the source to all of this, and then how you can segment out your solo ads if you want to be in that business. So you don't ever lose your solo ad list, and you're still able to make money off those lists based on what they want. So that's the whole purpose behind Bulletproof Email Marketing. Sorry about this little sloppy whiteboard thing. I like doing this kind of off the cuff and real quick. I'll make some fancy presentations in the members area if you decide to purchase the product. You have a wonderful day.